Tide of Corruption has been out for 2 days now, and I've gotten to spend some time with the new traits and weapons. I'll have more specific thoughts about each of the new toys in future videos, but I just wanted to talk about some first impressions with this event. The one big caveat for me is that the event has not released for console yet at the time of recording this video on Friday, but hopefully that gets rectified soon. Crytek will be giving affected players an event point boost with more details for that coming soon as well, but I do hope future events launch at the same time across all platforms. I've gotten to try each of the new packs, and currently I think I have the most playtime with either the Death Pact or the Demented Pact. As much as I enjoyed the lunacy of having Death Cheat in previous events, I also really enjoy its absence in this event. Every hunter you face isn't spamming you with fanning, now it's just the Cyclone 2-tapping you from across the yard. But as I said, more thoughts on that later. One of the changes I'm enjoying about the new pact balance is that each pact has a trait that enables you to restore missing health bars. The Demented Pact has Remedy, the Death Pact has a modified version of Vulture, and the Infernal Pact has Rampage. Also, because of this, it feels like there's a pretty good balance of use among the packs. I'll take a poll on that next week sometime, but none of the packs feel completely useless compared to the others. That being said, solos are a new menace with the Infernal Pact. They can be very hard to burn out, especially when combined with other traits, so I'm curious to see how that goes for the duration of this event. But overall, I'd say I'm happy with the iteration of the traits this time, and it feels like Crytek is finally getting the balance down among the 3-pack system. I also want to talk about the Dark Inferno because I get the impression that it will be divisive or just disregarded in a few weeks. I really enjoyed the Inferno from Devil's Moon, which was very similar to this one, just set in daytime maps, but the Dark Inferno is, well, the same static thing, just on night maps. The Dark Inferno is cool, and there's just something primal that activates deep in your mind when you get near those flames. It doesn't really have the dynamism of the Thunder Shower, but that also gives it one benefit that you can actually hear your Discord party, which is a definite pro. As a content creator, I've been conditioned to dislike night maps because they don't look good on video, but I think Dark Inferno is my favorite version of the night maps. It still doesn't look great on video 90% of the time, but it at least gives night maps a little something to make them feel worth it. Is Dark Inferno a game changer? Probably not on the grand scale of things. And I think I would have liked to see an Inferno wildcard contract that had the Inferno from Devil's Moon and the Dark Inferno added with this event, rather than Dark Inferno mixed with night maps. However, I do think Dark Inferno will feel very festive for all you like-minded people out there already working your way through a list of 31 horror movies for Halloween. Pro tip, the movie Red Eye says it's horror, and as me and my girlfriend discovered, it is not. Although I've had a few engagements near the flames with the Dark Inferno, I do wish there was more fights near the fire, maybe even a compound that was just sacrificed each round to be on fire, and that would maybe give us more of these like dynamic firefights. But given people's complaints about the Thunder Shower, maybe a dynamic fire wouldn't be such a good idea. Just something to think about though as we play through this event. Now, I want to talk about the Battle Pass because I have a few thoughts on it. I think Tide of Corruption has some of the best legendaries coming with this event, including the Burnt Marshal and the Butcher's Cleaver. The new DLC, Souls of a Feather, looks like a great bit of content as well, and you can use code HOME if you want to pick that up when it drops. And I really like the idea of hunters inspired by the bosses in the game, and I can't wait to see what the Spider and Assassin renditions look like, assuming those are coming. My buddy Max had the idea that maybe it's time for Hunt Showdown to retire the word events and use the word seasons instead, and I like that idea too. He had more twists on it, but just given the length of these things, about 2 months in total for this one and the previous Tide event, it does feel like a season, and they usually drop with the seasonal game updates like Update 114 with this event. In my view, an event makes it sound like something to grind through, whereas a season makes it sound like something to be enjoyed. Watch those leaves fall off the trees, you've got time. It appears the Battle Pass is good for bringing players back, as we can see with the Steam charts, whether you believe those or not, and I'll be curious to see how people continue to interact with the game. So those are my first impressions with Tide of Corruption. We'll talk about some other content more specifically throughout this month, along with some big announcements from my side, and that'll all be cool and fun and can't wait to talk about that stuff. Let me know your thoughts on Tide of Corruption. It's always cool to see how people's opinions change on this stuff. And until the next video, goodbye.